so here's a pro tip. When you're gonna chrono boost for the probes, what you want to do is build probes. Because if you're not building probes, then you're building nothing. Alright, sick chrono boost into no probes. Oh wait, okay, never mind. There's only like 5 seconds you don't build probes. Well, yeah. That's not as bad. Like, yeah, that's something that's gonna keep you at low diamond, but, like, there's nothing happening right now. It seems like a little thing, and it is, but it's indicative of, like you've made it a minute into the game. Okay, good job. But now you're already slipping. You're scouting him, but, like, were you actually gonna react to what he's doing anyways? It's like, okay, what was my build? Let's see if we can bring it back on track. Like, technically you scouted, but you never looked at what you were scouting. I guess you could be like, well, he has an expansion. It's fine. Okay, fine. We'll give you the benefit of that doubt. So, do I need to pull out the build order? Because this ain't it. But, close. Close. It's 20 supply, but you did miss a probe, so the timing is still decent. 20 supply on the Nexus and the Cyber, and then a second gate. So 1, this isn't even the correct way to wall off. 2, why do you need to wall off? Okay? Like, so this is a double fuck up here. You could have built that one little bit closer, and 2, you don't even need it yet. But, also 3, you're not building probes because you're building a useless ass gateway because you're a bitch who is so scared of the existential threat of Zerg that you're not thinking about how, if this motherfucker over here doesn't even have a pool done, maybe I don't need to be walled off quite yet. But whatever makes you feel safe, my friend. It'll hurt your economy. But if you're scared of the Zerg that much, then go ahead. But the point is, you didn't even wall off correctly in the first place, so, like... Oh, we gotta chrono boost that Zealot. I didn't even... So, there's gonna be Zerglings. There will be Zerglings, and in a minute and a half, when those Zerglings finally show up at my base, I will be ready. Okay? I might be supply blocked at 23. I might have a useless gateway. My Zealot is gonna have to eat way too many donuts, and I don't even know how he's gonna pull that off, because he doesn't have a mouth, in order to fill that gap of a wall in that I fucked up. But, those Zerglings, when they get here in way too long to justify this Zealot, we'll be ready. Like, you gotta build your second pylon, okay? Okay, yeah. I didn't think we'd have to go here, but we're just gonna... It's still true. The problem is it's still true. 14 pylon, 16 probe, chrono boost, build a gate, scout with the probe, 17 assimilator, 2 more probes. That's a great face. 19 probe can go down the ramp. If he's already there, build a cyber core instead. Now 21 gas, 21 pylon, 22 if you won't forget, but you will forget. So stop fucking around. On the other side, does he have a gas? Yes, then you need maybe 2 build units. But if he has a Rex and just 1 gas, you're fine. Stop freaking out. Where's your second pylon? You need a pylon. You are platinum. Do you want to be diamond? Well, guess what? Fuck you. Build a second pylon. Where's your second pylon? You need a second pylon. Build a second pylon. So I gotta give you credit. You somehow bribed someone to get into the very lower edges of diamond. But I'm just gonna verify this, because you're 3,300 MMR, which I feel like is not even diamond level, but I'm gonna check. Because maybe your dad was Grandmaster and he's like, well, this guy should be diamond. So the bottom edge of diamond is 3,280 MMR. So you're scraping the bottom of the barrel. Congratulations, you got into diamond. You made it. Some people slip through. But thankfully, you're proving why you don't deserve to be there. Alright? As right now, you are building a Zealot against someone whose spawning pool isn't done. You've walled off for no reason, poorly. Not only have you done it for no reason, but you've done it poorly. You're wasting your chrono boost on a zealot, and you aren't even constructing a second pylon when you're at 23 supply. I'm sure when you finally have the minerals, when you finally are able to put together those beautiful minerals that you've wasted on all of this stuff, you will realize you are supply blocked, and now, honestly, the best thing I could do for you here is turn the replay off, because you can't do this. You simply cannot do this. You should be able to make it to 2 minutes in the game without having a mental breakdown and forgetting everything you were supposed to do. You can't come to me like, I don't know, he had so much money in the bank, and even though I killed about as many units. It's like you're over here with the equivalent of trickle-down economics, like, well, at some point, if we build enough gateways, somehow my economy's gonna be good. It doesn't work like that. You need to build probes and pylons. You have done a mediocre job at best of both. The first 2 minutes are infinitely more important than after 10. If you can't make it this... Well, let's see. Like, it's not until now, with a full supply block, they're like, where do I build that pylon? In a random-ass location. Like, the beauty of this pylon is I don't even think it powers the cyber core. Like, it's just kind of, I guess I need a pylon. I got supply blocked twice in the whole game. Oh, okay. So, I only got shot twice, but the first time was in the head. This is what you're doing. Like, oh, I only got supply blocked twice. Was it, like, I'd rather get supply blocked 4 times between 150 and 200 supply than once between 20 and 25. Yes. Like, oh yeah, well, of course, obviously he hasn't heard of this, because his is negligible. But we're, of course, talking about the pylon efficiency and necessary infrastructure safety rating. And right now, it's essentially non-existent.
Our supply is constrained. Oh, good.
So now you have a zealot that doesn't even wall. We're gonna get warp gate. Now here's the thing: is if it starts here, it can't. I don't know. Like, do you have a? We'll see soon if you have a plan. Like, what tech are you going for? Because you're supposed to get a second gas in order to get the tech, but you forgot that because you were busy supply blocking yourself, and now you're digging yourself out of the hole you so quickly put yourself in. Like, good job on that. Oh yeah, what was I supposed to do? Second gas? Oh, nope, gotta return those minerals, because that's, oh, another pylon. Yes, we're gonna be very supply blocked now that Nexus, which is worth 2 pylons, finishes. Like, this build order is a fucking disaster. This indicates to me, like, you're like, I don't know what to do against mid-game Zerg. Well, maybe not have an early game that is the equivalent of Anne Frank's childhood, and you'll make it somewhere. Like, oh, I don't know, the Zerg are out there, it's so scary. Every time I go outside, there's Zerg. Like, he doesn't even have Zerglings. This build is not a build. This is just like flailing around hoping to put something together eventually. Oh yeah, we'll get a robo. Alright, time to do some adept. Like, that's too late. He's gonna have Zergling speed by the time those adepts get out there. Like, this will do nothing. Okay, you might lose to adepts. Okay, so good job. You killed 5 workers. Now what? Now what are we doing? Slap a... Oh, now we're gonna get 3 adepts. Those 2 adepts did well. I bet 3 adepts will do even better. Like, what is this? This is like a toddler finger painting. Finger painting. Yeah. You're like, last time I used 2 fingers and I liked the paint, but this time I'm gonna use 3 fingers in the paint. I'm gonna suck on those fingers for a while. It was lead paint, by the way, I assume. And then... Go, Adepts! Yeah, that got real weird. Got real weird. Not as weird as this build. This build is weirder, but real weird. Oh yes, 6 shade. So what did you accomplish there? Fucking nothing. All this screams of, yeah, I skipped through one of Winter's build order guides like 3 months ago. I thought I got the gist of it. I skipped to the 6-minute mark and I saw you had a Robo and a Twilight. And then sometimes I see pro players harassed with Adepts, so I should probably do that. The rest of it we'll just figure out as we go along, because how hard could it be? You might be like, okay, so just to be clear, even though he doesn't have that many more workers, having a third base eventually is a significant increase in income, even if he had the same amount of workers. Because your workers are more efficient. Like, once you go over 32 workers on minerals total, having a third base is more efficient. Not significantly more so, but right now he's got 3 more workers and he's got 300 more income per minute. And that's not insignificant. Also, part of the reason you might be like, well, how is he banking so much money? It's because you're throwing away fucking appetizers at him like this is an Applebee's. And much like an Applebee's, which is the mediocre, totally not fast food of fast food restaurants, your build is the mediocre, I've watched kind of a guide, but never really learned how to play of fast food restaurants. Not sure why it's still a fast food restaurant. Makes no sense.
Research complete.
So this is actually a solid amount of units. If you attacked right now, you'd probably win the game. Okay, we're going for shield upgrades, which is the 3rd best upgrade you could be going for. I'm not going to explain it again. I've explained it in every guide video and multiple times. I'm not going to explain it again. I'm just going to say it's the 3rd best upgrade. Yeah, you're spending, like, despite all of this, you're spending your money and you've built a lot more shit than him. Like, it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much.
Complete.
And honestly, you should be able to walk across and go win the game with this army right now. I imagine you micro yourself out of that situation. Like, that would be the only reason to me that you lose here, is because you try too hard.
Depleted a mineral field.
Alright, so we're gonna pull back. Okay. And then half of the army is gonna hit the base. Okay. Alright, and then... I mean, you killed the base, I guess. The beauty of this is, like... So, you saw when you were banking 2,200 minerals? Like, was that irrelevant? It's like, but he was banking more. Yes, he was. But half of your units just died for no reason. Thankfully, Archons are incredible, and so are Immortals, so now you're still in the game. Like, you're banking 2,000 minerals constantly. So, I'm not sure what part here, like, you're supposed to have an advantage. It's like, but he's banking 3,500. Yes, he is. But half of your units died. And think about the gas. He built roaches. All of his units were roaches. You lost half a dozen Archons. You lost probably twice as much gas as he did. And that's a little harder to come by. Storm. I'm looking forward to you using Storm with no hotkeys. That'll be good.
The enemy is attacking our probes.
Wow, Protoss is fucking good.
Thus, our research a mineral field has been depleted. Our probes are under attack.
Like, he did you a massive favor. He's given you every opportunity to build a death army.
Mineral.
He could have maxed out 4 minutes quicker, but, I mean, this is the lowest of diamonds, so. Alright, he has lurkers.
We've depleted.
Also, how much money you're banking doesn't matter much when you're both maxed. Those are incredible storms, but he does have a lot of lurkers with upgrades. I mean, attacking lurkers into a choke point isn't an incredible proposition,
A mineral field
despite how amazing those storms were. And another thing about being, like, leaning on the select all army hotkey like it's a crutch in a post-apocalyptic movie is you have no chance of ever doing any sort of thing that would actually win you the game. Like, say, warping in charge slots to his main, or doing some sort of run-by or DTs. No, that's never gonna happen. That is, like, when you're up against things like lurkers, which are relatively immobile, you warp in a dozen charge lots to his main, suddenly he has a fucking problem. But when we're like, well, it's all I can do to get everyone together to attack directly into this choke point.
Mineral field depleted. Vespine geyser.
Yeah, the Zerg seems to have also insecurity about being able to win the game. It's like, I don't know, he's got Protoss units, so I guess I can't kill him. He could have killed you for the last couple minutes if he just A-moved, but he's very scared of Protoss.
Our probes are under attack.
Okay, you guys ready for it? Here's what's gonna happen. He just recalled like half of his units, but since the roaches moved away, the select all army hotkey is just gonna move everyone out of position anyways. And there goes the other half of the army because of...
We've depleted. Research complete.
I like the recall into losing the units you recalled because you can't be fucked to use any sort of hotkeys. You're like, well, I should split my units in case he attacks. Oh, he's not standing right there? Fuck it. All right.
A Vespine geyser has been exhausted. Mineral field depleted.
I like how you diagnose the real problem, though, which is, to quote, can't figure out how the Zerg was banking so much money with similar income / units lost. How is that similar units lost? Most of the units you lost cost a bunch of gas. Wow. Protoss is really good. You had no right. But lurkers are actually, like... Archons are so... And then we had to make sure. Also, he's mining off of... you know what? It is a good question. Well, he's been banking money most of the game, and he's had more bases, which means he has more income. Like, right now, that's not true. That's actually a fucking lie. But Caceres is not being nearly effective with his army. Oh, are we going to do a... Maybe if we tried... So, your units, like, you're having a tough time of controlling groups of units. If only there was some way to, like, manage different groups of units in different places instead of failing all at the same time. I don't know what you call it. Like, maybe, like, command selection or something. There might be something. I'm not sure. Like, I'd have to look into it.
A mineral field has been depleted. We've depleted a mineral field.
The Zerg is really throwing you a whole lot of slack here.
Research complete.
Control grapes. Yes, that's the one. Control grapes. Like the grapes of wrath. Okay, the grapes of wrath. You don't know, like, it's an homage to that, because in the grapes of wrath, it was during the Depression, and you're giving me depression because of this game, and that's why it's called that.
Confirmed.
I am really bad at the TBZ matchups, so I tried your TBZ BC opener build.
Yes, whatever you just said. Very exciting. Oh my god, it keeps going. Okay.
Upgrade complete.
Ah, Void Race. This guy really hates. If you win the game after this, he really hates his lurkers. He's doing the same thing with his lurkers. Let's see if he has control grapes. Let's go to his cam. He's trying control grapes, but it's a struggle for him. So what's the answer? The answer is use any amount of control grapes and warp in charge lots to his main. If at some point you did like a 14 charge lot warp into his main base and then somehow managed to simultaneously move out with your main army and actually do something productive, ta-da! But I know it sounds like a lot, but that's how you actually win the game instead of slowly lose. But because of the lack of control grapes, like, you don't even need control grapes for that. Just warp in a fuck ton of charge lots and then select all army and pray. Because he's likely to do the same thing, which is every single goddamn unit back to the main. I have a problem with that, as I usually have my production on 1, 3, and 4. Oh, I'm sorry, was the 2 hotkey, like, what, does the 2 key on your keyboard not work? Like, you trying to give me an excuse? You can't even use 1 bad habit. Yes, from start to finish here. Like, it definitely looks like you skipped to the 6-minute mark in one of my guides and are like, all right, that's the unit composition. Because you struggled to get there, not that you struggled that you're there. But the middle was okay.
We've depleted a mineral field.
Like, all you have to do is send a half a dozen charge lots in the right direction. And he will break. He's doing the same thing. He's YOLOing his whole army around constantly. Wow. You're still gonna win the fucking game. Jesus Christ. That's disappointing. Despite your best efforts. That is a C-. I would have believed, honestly, I would have believed gold for a while, but I think platinum is where you belong. Come back to me when you learn control grapes and a build order. Yeah, sure, you ended up winning, but he was worse. He was also an advanced platinum player.
I could use some help getting to plat. This was a good game for me, but I need pointers.
Alright, Kitty Stalker. We gotta speed through these. What is this? Who is this? Why this? Oh, it's from February. You said like old game. There's like 2 months. Usually when people say old game, they wink me one from. Okay, that's it. No more.
My worst matchup
That's
at the
it.
moment is CVT. You can do 1 or 2. I don't really mind.
Because we only have
either
1
way.
hour till Outfit Wars,
Just
so we're gonna
wanted to
speed
say
through.
thanks
50
for the
bucks.
angel
Yeah,
coaching.
he gets
Finally
priority.
made it to Diamond Dish.
I don't know which one you are. Dirty Barcode or Weird Terran. Barcode? Okay, you're starting with 2 strikes. What the fuck are you doing?
Oh, good. Now I have your attention.
Your proxy. Like, this entire strat is dependent on him scouting. Thank you, Will Morrison. But she said, trust me. What, you think he's gonna have the mental capacity to go in your base and be like, this guy doesn't have a spawning pool. He's the Terran, I believe, is a fucking GM. When he sees Zerglings, it doesn't really matter where the fucking spawning pool is. But the Proxy Roachron really ties it all together. This is a build on a timer. Oh, and the drones. Why did you... This is almost actually a thing with a, like if you only proxied the Roach Warren. Yeah, he was rushing 3cc, so... I don't know how much him seeing what you were doing factored in here. You were just trying, like, you were trying to be like $10 because the replay's only 6 minutes. Yeah. This shit. Yes. This is like 20 or 200 IQ, but... So that one, more because he was doing a blind 3cc, and less because of the proxies. But... I mean... Come on, right? A+. No, that doesn't get a grade. That's, That's a mess, is what it is. I suck. Help me suck less, says Shermanator, who is even lower diamond than Cancerous. Which we didn't know was possible. You just paid $50, and then that was Jolie Bully, who are not on yet. Well, you said he gets priority. No, that means if we're running out of time, then we'll do that over other ones. So, Shermanator is a Diamond Protoss, who I'm sure doesn't fuck up his build for no reason. Why all the way out there? Okay. Thank you, Dr. Grin Reaper, gifting to Kirak Fiesta. Thank you, Sad Boys TV, for 5 months. Well, that's wrong. That's just wrong. It's just not the build. What the fuck is this? Like, why did you scout if you were just gonna do this shitty build anyways? Like, learn a fucking... Like, why are these Diamond Protoss coming in here? Well, Diamond Protoss... The average person who plays Protoss has more disposable income than time. That's not necessarily true. They feel like they don't have the time because they're a high-powered individual, but really they're just incompetent. They're like, why would I watch a free build order guide and study it for 10 minutes when I could get less information for more cost? I like how long it took you to find the Cybercore hotkey, despite nothing else happening as well. Like there was a solid 4 or 5 seconds. Okay, not 4 or 5, but all right. Okay, yeah, there it is. Like, you're doing nothing else, but we just had to make sure. Now this wall is a fucking disaster. Oh, this is even worse. Like, he is like 100 MMR less than Hasserus, who was already, obviously not, like, who had gotten the broad strokes, the rough draft of a decent build. This is the draft they threw out to get to the rough draft. Because this is just, what? Why did you scout him? What was the fucking point of scouting him? You scouted him and see, okay, he's doing a hatch first with a later pool. You don't need a wall. You don't need 2 gateways. But you got him anyways. You buffoon. If it makes you feel safe, sure. Whatever floats your leaky-ass boat. This is just wrong. It's just bad. You could have spent 3 minutes on any of my There are how many dozens of Okay, maybe at least a dozen Protoss versus Zergs on the low APM challenge. I have multiple guides specifically tailored to exactly this. But you come at me with, I'm gonna get 2 gates in a random ass location in a cybercore while scouting for no discernible reason, and a second pylon that does nothing but completely demonstrate my incompetence while making me feel better that I didn't get supply blocked at my second pylon. I watched that 1-minute video. That was about as much as I have the attention span for, and that's why I scout for no reason and have whatever the fuck this is, an eyesore of incompetence at the front of my base. That's fine. And now you have, like, why are you building a zealot? Why are you building a zealot? You don't need a cybercore for a zealot. What did you see that needs a shield battery? It's like, but sir, the Zerg is going for a hatch first in drones. So should we match his economy? No. No, my uncle has a company that makes shield batteries, so we should get a shield battery. But sir, we don't need any shield batteries. Oh, he also builds pylons as well. Can we get some of those? Sir, he doesn't even have any. He literally has 2 Zerglings. It's like, you never know. Okay. The Zerg aren't sending their best. What do you think, like, is he gonna outmaneuver the Overlord? I feel like that Overlord is now the most dangerous thing. At least you're not getting supply block. Mostly because you can't afford to get enough to get supply block. That Overlord has become a real concern. There's an Overlord there every single game, by the way. That's like the most normal thing in Starcraft. So what is the... Oh, we're gonna get... It's funny how all these Diamond Protoss... Well, and by all, I mean 2 out of 2, but still, 100% so far tonight. Like, I'll get a Robo, I'll get a Twilight, I'll skip to the 6-minute mark in the guide, and we'll work from there. We're gonna get some Stalkers. Why are we gonna get Stalkers? Nobody knows. Was that a Zealot? Just keep throwing it out. A few more gates, a few more pylons, whatever, fuck it. Oh yeah, Templar Archives. Wait. Now. There you go. That's the one. That's the ticket. And of course, take a third... Sir, should we take a 3rd base? Are you fucking crazy?
Your upgrade is complete.
You know what we need? We've used 2 observers to scout that this motherfucker has Mass Ling Bane. He doesn't have gas. He's making a whole bunch of ground units. My uncle, though, has expanded into cannons. So what I need are a bunch of shield batteries. Because, like, there could be mutants. Do you remember 19 games ago when that Zerg guy went mutas? It's like, sir, but there are no mutas. We didn't see any mutas. There's no reason. Get those cannons, Johnson! What the fuck are you doing? We need the cannons. He's got 3 bases. We have 2. We gotta lock this shit down. The existential threat of Zerg is critical to counter. The actual threat of Lings and Banelings is secondary. Alright, so I'm excited for this part of the game. And you, of course, like the Archon weight loss program. What am I watching? Like, okay, so this is obviously a disaster. Like, you've built the right army composition, but either you don't play nearly... And we have... Are we sure this isn't Cacerus again? This is like Cacerus 2 games, or not 2 games, like 2 days before he sent in his replay. We don't have any hotkeys for army. The only reason I think it isn't Cacerus is because his necks are on 4 instead of 1. No army hotkeys, a build order that looks like a impressionist painting of something actually good, more worried about what the Zerg could do than what they are doing, spending your money, but on things that make no sense. The only thing, like, this is Cacerus 2 days before. Cacerus is like, you know what's more efficient? Putting the Nexus on 1 and maybe taking a 3rd at any point. But otherwise, this is the same player. Every Diamond Protoss who doesn't deserve to be there is now Cacerus. Congratulations, Cacerus.
A mineral field has been depleted.
Cacerus, the Astros of Protoss. There you go. You're starving for sports. You got some sports.
Mind out of that cluster. And still in the game? Nice.
Oh, yeah. Johnson? Now go get me everything else. But, sir, I'm looking at the budget. And we don't have we need a 3rd base to afford this. No! Take it away from the economy, the infrastructure. We need Colossi and Archons. We need more splash damage than a tsunami in Japan. That's what we need. But shut up, Johnson. You don't know anything. I fought in the Brood War. The Zerg can't hit us with much. They can only select 12 Zerglings at a time.
You took all the...
I like this. So this is good. This is good. I think this kind of demonstrates a whole this entire game can be encompassed by this exact move. Okay, so what happens here? Just watch closely. So, the Zealot moves up. All right. The Zealot dies to a bunch of Lings and Banes. Okay? We see them with our eyes, assuming we have them. Johnson, look away. And then, what do we do now? All right. All right. All right, that probe's going out there. We select the probe. Yes, it was already queued up, but we select the probe. All right. What are you going to do, probe? What are you up to? Okay, probe. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. You'll be perfectly fine. Huh. Yes, he had units there. And now we need 5 more Stalkers to counter this Overseer. Unfortunately, we were too slow on warping in the fucking Stalkers that we didn't even kill the Overseer. And now we have a bunch of random-ass Stalkers. This is the Fire Festival of Protoss right now. Like, there's a lot of things that we were excited about, but now we're all locked in the base and have no way to escape. What did you think was out there? You already know there are a bunch of Lings and Banes. We had to confirm. Sir, they have a bunch of Lings and Banelings. What do we need? I think it's time for carriers. I'm very excited for those Archons to be stuck. It's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you stay in your base like a total bitch which you are, for this long, the Zerg is bound to have enough units to scare you. Like, if you sit there with your tail tucked between your bitch-ass legs, doing nothing but building cannons that are useless and getting supply blocked, then eventually the Zerg will have units. And then it's like, well, look, I was right. He has units. We should have been ready for that. This is what I was preparing for the whole time. Yeah, no shit. I think this is going to be very nice of the... If you win this game, you owe me more money, by the way. If the Zerg player decides he's going to just lose his entire army for no reason, like he did there. You see, this is the problem. It's a downward spiral. The Zerg player just has no brain at all. So he's like, well, I have all these units. I obviously have to attack. Whereas the Protoss player is bought off by the robo companies to say, like, you could expand and build more workers, but instead, you should also get Colossi. And then sometimes the Zerg player will stumble into defeat somehow, despite being on the wide open and all-encompassing path to victory.
Mineral patch. Your base is under attack. Mind out of that cluster. And still in the game? Nice.
This is worse than the last one.
Upgrade is all done.
This is worse than Caceres. Marginally. Nice. Thankfully, he didn't just win, because now he's building Colossi. Like, they worked for a bit, and I guess the Zerg is still building Hydras, but... Now we're back to Archons. A little late for that. Or is it? Archons are very good. Thankfully, despite the Zerg's best efforts, you will lose. Right? Okay. Help me suck. Like, to this, he says, I suck. Correct. Help me suck less. I mean, I guess $15 to tell you to use any common sense. Oh my god. Well,
a mineral. GG.
Sesamato is the Zerg. I threw this so hard. Oh my god. You are Tech Governor? I believe that's me. I had a very similar game to this. Yes, because most advanced Platinum Zergs play like they have never discovered Hive Tech until finally, under the rotting graves of hundreds of their units, they uncover the ancient prophecy Zelnaga artifact that is Hive Tech. That's the typical one. The same thing happens for the Protoss with the third base. So yeah, that's a fucking D+. That's a... Go back to the fucking Gold League. Jesus Christ. Make it 2 minutes. That would be a C. Like, I will give you, like, okay, you deserve low-ass diamond. If you could at least put your buildings in the right place, in the right order for the first 2 minutes. But, once again, the power of Protoss. And this is why everybody complains about Protoss, despite them having, statistically, the least tournament wins in Legacy of the Void. It's because, well, when I'm a fucking idiot and I run up the ramp into a useless amount of units, well, guess what? I die. Because Protoss units are very good. We have Ikamoni, who is a Platinum Terran. I've been asking. Alright, teaser, I know you've been asking for an hour. The thing is, and thank you for the tier 3 sub and the support. The thing is, the first time you asked, someone linked information on how to do it. And then the second time, they also linked information. But since it was literally spelled out, I assume you're illiterate, despite your statements in chat. I do appreciate the sub, by the way. But maybe fucking read! With all due respect. Tomorrow night we'll be doing Angry Coach as well. Can someone share the link again? If you can't figure out how to do a replay link, then maybe. Well, the price will be higher. Let's put it that way. We call that the critical thinking tax. Okay, so build SCVs.
CC upgrade.
He's a tier 3 sub, which gives you nothing, but gives me more money with Amazon taking more off the top. You get 2 shitty emotes. So, I believe there's a legitimate attempt.
Your add-on is all done.
Oh, well. There goes the Reaper. Now we're getting a Widowmine, which is... Are we doing one of those, like, Pig made a build order 2 years ago and we're still making a bad impression of it builds? Or... Oh no, we're just making shit up. Okay. We're just gonna make 2 Widowmines. You know, instead of putting Marines here, you could just wall off with a depot. That's also an option. This is, like, we got a meandering path that eventually makes it to battlecruisers. No, I tried to copy your BC build. Well, you failed horribly. Like, this isn't even close. But at some point you'll have a battlecruiser. Like, you don't just make 2 Widowmines and be like, 2 Widowmines are a lot of time not building the right things.
More supply depots.
What I got. And of course, the 3rd base is out of the question. Yeah, it's not a bad jump. No. Alright. Is it still dying? So you killed how many? Killed 4 drones. He has like no economy, which is surprising.
You're all mined out of that mineral field. The enemy is attacking the RCVs.
Despite all of this, it's not like that was... It did what it needed to do.
Supply depots. Yes. Again.
Now all you gotta do is actually build some, like, cyclones. There you go. This is decent.
Your research is complete.
What is the worker like? Yeah, your macro wing is not bad. I tried your... Yeah, this is not the build. I actually literally have a build order guide, by the way. In case you're... In case you were just trying to eyeball it. And for the battlecruiser build. Thank you, Disputed 1776. You're not going to find it with the Terran Command. Just look at battlecruiser build guide.
Now I have your attention.
Thank you, Rumsey 182, 13, 33 months. A lot of bronze, silver, gold, plat, diamond, especially. Like, especially players. It's like let me bring up the graph. So a lot of like gold to diamond is the usual range of I think I know what I'm doing, but I just need to make a couple adjustments, and those adjustments would be burning it all down and starting from the beginning if you were actually being honest with yourselves. But so what we do is we make fun of those players. We say, your build is shit, you're shit, you deserve it, and you really should have lost this game. Somehow you won because your opponent was even more terrible. So you might be like, Winter, why would you do that? Isn't that going to turn people away from the game? Isn't that just mean, cruel, and unusual, if you would? Well, I would say yes, but they do pay me for it. So there is that. What is this? What is this build? Okay. Okay, so when you're going for, like, say, an early pool, what you're going to want is money and larva, of which you're going to have neither. So this build is just like, I guess I'm getting a pool. Early speed was my goal. Why? Answer me. Tell me why. Why was early speed your goal? I've been getting hit by 4 gates. You can defend. If you take another hatchery quickly, you can get speed by the time a 4 gate could hit. Your speed will still be done before he has warp gate done. And then you have more economy and larva. Playing like a bitch and making a pool because you're just assuming he's cheesing you, so you have to cheese yourself, and you're both shooting yourself in the foot economically. Like, he's doing the random-ass 2-gate bullshit that we've seen the diamond players do. But you've already ceded any attempt of doing a real build because you're scared someone's going to, quote-unquote, cheese you. Except, if you're going to expand anyways, and that's what you're scared, unless you're telling, like, Proxy 4-gate, which, sure, that might be a threat, but I would still argue it's better to go hatch first. Okay. We're gonna build a queen. Alright. Yeah, look, he's making zealots. And they will. You know what? This might actually work out against it. But having 2 bases with more larvae, you could have even more Zerglings.
Swarm has evolved.
Okay, so first, you're gonna want to just not lose Zerglings for free. That would be good. Like, this is, unfortunately, here's the problem with what you're doing. You're thinking. Like, and so far it's worked out. Like, it's working out in this game. But as time goes on, this is the wrong response. This is the wrong response to what he's doing was play more defensive. You can easily get a hatch first and get speed, like hatch first gas pool, like a normal build, and still have enough Zerglings and Queens to deal with that. But I feel like, and this is the moment here in the Gold League where you're like, well, it worked out. This is a good response. No, it's just less bad than his. You don't have the economy. You have now killed 1, 2, 3. We're going to count the other spine. 4, 5. You're killed 5 of your own drones. And you're like, okay, we defended. Now it's time to get all of the tech. You got 22 fucking drones over here. You're trying to buy a Bugatti on a barely a Rolls Royce economy. Honestly, more of a Honda Civic. You have you have enough drones for barely a 1-base economy. You can't just be like, I defended the early game, it's now time for the mid-game. You gotta sit there and look at the damn supply and figure out, that includes the drones you're building, by the way. Get 30 drones, and then maybe think about it. Like, you're way ahead of yourself here. And now the problem's going to be is while you're going to have all the tech, you just can't build as many units as you need to because the Protoss has more fucking workers because you're over here building more Evo chambers than you could ever hope to afford. Alright, plenty of upgrades. So this is the exact opposite of what we usually see. We usually see units, no upgrades. But the 36 drones is not enough. He's at 44 probes. He has a 3rd base, by the way. He has a better economy than you, and it's your fault. He's done nothing. He sent 4 random-ass zealots across. That was his whole thing. And we've been freaking out about that ever since. Like, I like that. Here. No lair, no upgrades till 40 rounds. Minimum. That's it. Hard rule. I don't care. And then, no lair tech until at least 50 rounds. You do that, like, this is a weird place where your instincts, such as they are mostly in the right place. But you don't have nearly the economy to back them up. Like, you could have been in this spot at 9 minutes. It sounds counterintuitive. You have to do a little bit of critical thinking. If you built more drones earlier and delayed your tech, then you would have both your tech and your army faster. It takes a little bit of thinking ahead.
Swarm has evolved.
Yeah, we're going for the classic Hive Lair Tech combo, which is an explosive combination. Alright. So your name might be free money, but minerals are not free. Neither are 24 goddamn overlords! That is way too many! Holy fuck! That is... Okay, so each overlord is 8 supply. 25 overlords give you 200 supply. Do you need whatever 24 times 8 is? 300 and... Wait, no, that's not even right. That's way too many... What? I'll calm down, a laser.
Good.
Yeah, that's not even right. That's double. Okay, so you might be like, why can't I build units? It's because you're not playing BGH right now. Okay, at no point should you ever, like, literally never should you be building 24 overlords. There is no scenario, unless you're trying to build them into overseers and lag out your opponent's computer, that should ever happen. There is nothing. Like, what is this? The Fed? Where are you getting this money from, free money? 24, you're 135 supply.
Mutation complete.
How did you even have 2,400 minerals?
Under attack.
Oh yeah, there are rocks there. I mean, at least you know what broodlords are. I'll give you that. Oh. Okay. So everything on the ground is going to die. On both sides. 104 Zerg.
Mineral cluster expended. Mineral.
Like, there's obviously some gaps here. And, like, but there's a very big risk of you becoming a hard plat Zerg, like many Zergs are. But I think if you focus more on getting 50 drones in a timely manner, and then doing all of this is good, that was fine. Like, obviously Roach Baitling is not the most efficient against Mass Disruptor, but Broodlords +3, anything, okay. I like the +3, I like the +3 ranged attack for 0 ranged attack units before +2 melee. But that's definitely nitpicking. Until you lose all your ground units, and now. Okay, so you haven't won the game yet. That is quite a 300 supply army, but I guess now you're making Hydras, so there's the +3 attack. Yeah, he charged up his Voiders again. Wow. That's a... So, there was a lot of good things. There were some bad things. It's gold. I have to give it a B+, because I think there's a real risk you go down the road of reinforcing the bad habit of like going for a pool first because you're just scared. Overall, like, so don't be a bitch. That's the summary. Just wanted to account / replays. All right, what is the worst matchup? ZVT. Okay, well we're gonna find a Zerg versus Terran.
Oh, good.
And,
now I have your attention.
Let's take a look at this one. From Jolie Boley. Oh yeah, this looks like a good one. Not like ultra late game, so then it's like, Winter, how do I beat siege tanks? Diamond Zerg. Thank you, Northwest Core, for 4 months. BG for 28. Asian BRs for 23. Ryan Valser for 15. Rumsey for 13. Oh wait, you're the Zerg. Okay. I get it. He's doing weird stuff, but what I want you to do is anything. While this is happening. Just anything. You got 4 larvae. Like, just do anything. Don't just stare at your fucking overlord. It can still see things without you staring at it.
Queen ready. Brenda's ready.
Your Zergling speed is 100 gas plus late, assuming you want it. Okay, so if you get Zergling speed now, at any point before going for another tech, I'm ready. Okay, I'm ready. Like, okay, Baneling Nest, which is really tough to use without Zergling speed. I'm waiting for it. You still haven't noticed. He's got 3 command centers.
New queen. Brenda's here, and she's dead.
Yep, strike 1. Like, you're over here. You're so worried about what he's doing. This is a classic Diamond move. We talked about, like, low APM challenge. We talked about this. But you've gotten high enough in Diamond, right? Like, what is this, Diamond 2? That now you're like, well, I need to worry about what his build is. Now, if you sat there, you could have maxed out in fucking roaches in the next, like, 2 minutes. But you're over here freaking out. Okay, you saw the factories, you saw the command center. Move on! D3? Oh, you made it this far. That's decent for D3, but don't worry about him. Worry about your own problems. You figured it out, okay? He's making factories. Where's the roach one? Where's the Evo chambers?
Good choice.
There's a bunch of gas. Where's the roach one? Where's the... Now, this is the opposite problem of the last guy. Like, build your tech now. What are you gonna do? Go Hydra? And die to Hellions?
Evolution complete.
Okay. You saw the part... Okay, this motherfucker over here is going for building armor. Okay? Just make that clear. Like, you're taking too long to bring it all together. You have 2,000 minerals! That is unacceptable! You can't... No! Wrong! Wrong! I don't care about your fucking creep spread if you don't have any units to defend it. That way you can see the units that are gonna come up and kill you quicker. Where's my 24 overlords? You don't even notice because you're not building units. You're busy creep spreading like Scarlet. Okay? That's the only thing you have in common with Scarlet is a focus on creep spread. Whereas everything else is terrible. Oh yeah, remember those Evo chambers? Remember that Hydra den? Remember that supply block? No, but we gotta get the creep spread, bro. The creep spread is really what wins the game for you. The fact you're not like this, I want to give you 3 strikes, but you give me $50. You bought me off well enough that like you're getting that. Daddy, this time, Daddy paid you out, bail you out, but not next time. Next time you deserve it.
A mineral field has been depleted.
You can't have, like, this is completely unacceptable. You cannot just have 3,000 minerals and 1,000 gas and expect to win at any point. You're not going to improve, at least. Like, eventually you'll, against players who are going to sit in their base for 14 minutes, maybe, but... You're sitting over here like, I'm going to do a baneling run by. Yes, and you might kill a few hundred minerals of workers. Wow. What a fucking devastating blow. Now he only has 5 more workers than you, you incompetent fool. And, you know, you might be like, Winter, he's banking 3,000 minerals and 800 gas. Does he need more workers? No. He's not nearly at the point where he could even use them, which is even more disappointing.
Mineral field.
You can't do this.
All done evolving.
If your average unspent is over 1,500 from the 5-minute mark on, you're never going to get better.
For now, anyway.
Here, no more creep spread. You're not allowed to creep spread until your unspent resources are under 1,000 on average. No more creep spread. Spread your overlords or something. I don't know. No more creep spread. Stop it. This is doing nothing but hurting you.
Mutation done. You can run faster and stronger.
Connect me? No, nothing. You get nothing. Good day. And also no more Zerglings. Pretty much just Roach Hydra. Because Roach Hydra, which is the unenthusiastic hand job of unit compositions, which is what you should have been originally however many years ago you were born, but you'll spend your money, it's easy to handle, yeah, it's not going to feel like a pro gamer, but at the end of the day, it'll get the job done. You're over here with 3,400 minerals, 1,400 gas, pretending like you're gonna micro your Ling Bane like Raynor, spread your creep like Scarlet, and play the match like life.
Hatchery.
What a trade.
Mineral.
Now that hundreds of Hydras and Lings have died, we can finally go for lair tech. We reached our blood quota. I mean hive tech, rather. Sorry.
You're all mined out of that mineral field. Ooh, under attack. They're creeping on your creep tips.
This was a great game. I picked a good one. I picked a medium length, like, it's about over right now. Well, he did nothing. Like, he wasn't particularly aggressive. He wasn't expanding super hard.
Maru and Cyril make it look so easy.
You had the money to build the same army you had 3 times over, but you're like, I'm gonna micro Lings and Banes. No, like, you can't do that. No more creep. No more Zerglings. It's not like you get speed for them in a timely manner anyways. No more Banelings. No Lings of any kind. 4 Zerglings without speed to start. 6. I'll give you 6. And no more creep spread. Until your unspent resources, I'll tell you how much they were this game. Your unspent resources were 2,843. I could feed 3 Silver League Zergs with those resources with money left over. But you are over here hoarding all the resources in the Diamond League. What a waste. C-. You deserve to be flat. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that mini marathon, that half marathon, if you would. Thank you for those who sent in their replays, but also no thank you. I hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe if this ends up on YouTube for some reason.